My entire family's always worked in aviation as a little kid. So, you'd see airplanes all over, but in Kansas, that's just what the job was. You worked at Cessna, Boeing Beach. My whole family was working there and doing that. They liked it, but I had to get away for a while. So I joined the military. I went in the United States Army. I served for 17 and a half years with multiple deployments. And I got medically retired. And I came out of the military and here in San Antonio. I graduated from a welding school, and then I went to a diesel mechanic school. And you get all the certifications from all these other places, and it just wasn't fulfilling enough. And then, you'd always see the planes landing at Lackland and stuff like that, flying their loops around that area, so you get to see them all the time. And I was like, man, I think I'd rather really like to work on aviation specifically, if I could work with a military or some form like that, so then I could actually give back to the guys still serving. I think that's where the love of aviation just came back to full circle.
So my name is Stan Younger. I am merely an aviation enthusiast. I've worked my whole life in aviation, and what I do for Hallmark is basically advise, help where I can, but more importantly, my family issues scholarships twice a year. Most aviation technicians have always had their own sets of tools. And I would hope one day that all organizations would supply the tools, but it doesn't happen. We feel it's so important that student is able to get in, get on the floor, contribute to the company that they're working for, and waiting to buy tools is not the way that they can get that done. So we hope that we're helping kickstart their career. To earn the scholarship, you don't have to be the first in class. You don't have to be God's gift to aviation, but you have to be on time to school every day. You have to be a giver. You have to be a thinker. Chad was kind of a no-brainer for us. He was a decorated war veteran who was wounded, came back from that, put himself through school. The clarity that he gave about how aviation was in his blood was a no-brainer for us.
I've never won anything before in my life. It started consuming me because I have another classmate that was, moving away, and he's got a fresh family, left everything from Puerto Rico to come to Hallmark. He actually went to school in Puerto Rico and got a degree there. But when he came to the United States, they're like, nah, that's not gonna work. So he came here, he started a family, had a baby while he was here in Hallmark, which is amazing. He's getting ready to move away. So I prayed on it. I did some looking into myself, and I was like, you know what? He needs that scholarship way more than I do. Let me give this to him and let it help his family a little bit, make his transition a little bit better when he moves away.
This is the thing that we weren't quite prepared for, but it's just a microcosm, I think, of what Chad is really about and what kind of a person he really is. The character traits that Hallmark chooses to live by are what he was living by before he even got here.
And that's exactly what we're looking for in our students, is what do they do just out of the goodness of their heart, the core of who they are. Chad was recognized for character with distinction, not because he elected to purposefully engage in one of our co-curricular activities. Chad engaged in something that earned character with distinction just as a result of who he was as a person.
It was actually great because, something from higher said, okay, well, here's your help. Now do it. But then Hallmark gave me $1,500 additional dollars for myself. I wasn't expecting that. It was kind of crazy that somebody would do that, not just once, but twice. And giving it away was, to me, was like, okay, well, hopefully this helps. If it can help one person, maybe it can help another. And I hope that somebody learns from that and makes it their own, goes above and beyond, or do what they think they need to do to make a difference.